Hello, welcome back. I'm Karma. This is Karma on Deck, and this is your weekly tarot reading for the sign of Pisces. Pisces, this is you. Let us take a look and see what's going on for you. Welcome to the eye of the storm. We're in the middle of Mercury retrograde, and for some of us, this has been vicious. I've been getting and taking phone calls up till almost midnight every night with the what? Right? Everybody's like, what in the hell is even happening? Hi. Woo-hoo. All right, so yeah, it's been pretty heavy, and if it's not one thing, it's all the things. So it's not even just like, hey, my car is going to have an issue with my tire. It's my car and my electronics and my TV and my gear shift, and it's not my plumbing. It's my floor. It's my my sink, my water heater, my bathroom. It's not one thing, it's all things. And this, I moved my desk yesterday, and then as I pulled it away from the wall, it moved beautifully, and as I'm sliding it, it's huge, right? As I'm sliding it around, it falls apart completely. I get it all put back together. I'm missing a part from my computer. Get that put back in there, and then next thing you know, I'm sitting here and the blinds fall off the wall in a tangled mess. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, how can I just take one more thing, right? And so it causes this heavy anxiety. So if you can just have a little grace with each other, knowing that this is like the storm we're all in. We may not be in the same boat, but we're all in this storm. It's chaotic. So if you want your reading, book with me, karmaondeck.com, and we'll figure out these moving parts for you. But meantime, let me give you a little gift here. We'll do Pisces and Pisces moon. King of Cups. So Pisces is feeling all the things, and I'm Pisces rising. So I can tell you, the other day I was talking to my girl Sally, and I said, I feel like I just want to go in the bathroom and cry it out. Cry it out. Like I had no reason. I had no event that was behind it. It was just so full. And that was hence the post that I put where I would rather feel all the things than be numb in the matrix, right? I would rather feel I'm going to be the one to talk about the hard things. Recently, I went to bed and I had just come from a meditation, so I was wide open and I lay down and I literally, and don't laugh at me. You can laugh at me if you want to, and it is what it is. But if you've seen the X-File or X-Men, where Professor X has he has this little machine where he can see all of the mutants, right? And I literally laid down in bed and I could literally see a guy just like get up from his couch, go into his living room and hang something on the ceiling he was thinking of doing a suicide move where he was making the decision. I saw him sitting in the chair thinking I could just get up and go do this. And then I saw someone else sitting in their bathroom crying, right? So I see things and I absorb that energy and I cry for you and I transmute it and I send back love and I send back peace and I see a great outcome. And it's the only thing I can do from here, but that's my role, right? But I did make that post where I would rather feel all of these things and be deeply connected with the tone and the mood and the rhythm of what we're going through so I can serve better. If I don't understand it, then I can't help you, right? But I would much rather have all of those emotions and all of those feelings than be stuck in the matrix and looking at TV or, stuck on Facebook scrolling around what this garbage everybody's talking about and the fighting and the arguing and the politics and the race and, the money and the unrest and illness. There's so much to feel. There's so much to think. But I will tell you that I would rather feel it all, right? So we do have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups, and that all has to do with emotions. So the King is a more direct energy. The Queen is a more nurturing energy, yet emotion is it's Pisces, right? It's Pisces. So I do see here the King of Cups, which is that EQ, which is the ability to come from a loving place. It's the ability to come from outside of the emotion and coming from a place of respond rather than react. Now, Aries, we did these a little backward, and Aries is so initially Pisces would come and then Aries right in the wheel. And usually you will see this progression. And I think it's really fun to see that Aries has got the next step where we have Pisces with EQ and Aries is about to lose their shit. So it's emotions for everyone. But King of Cups, you're doing well. We have the Ten of Swords, which is the restriction. Feeling is a little bit as if you're stuck in a cage or overcommitted, where there's so many spaces that your time is taken up that you can't move forward or backward. We have the Ten of Cups, which is judgment, a little bit of contracts and realness. This has to do with, being exact with things. And then we have the Three of Cups, wanting to keep your circle small. Again, the cups. I wouldn't be surprised if your moon reading is all over the place with relationship ideals, okay? We have the Fool card, which is crossroads. So here we have Pisces at a crossroads, about to make some decisions, trying to decide what it is, that we want to do next. And being in that moment of just completely wanting to make a change or make a difference. This is the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz. Here comes Dorothy. What are we going to do? We're going to go down the Wizard of Oz. We're going to go find the wizard, or are we going to stay in our little cornfield and stay where we're at? Neither's a wrong answer, right? I mean, even when he got on the journey, went down the yellow brick road, he didn't find anything but a bunch of bullshit at the other end. But he went on the journey, went on the adventure. So it's about, what are you going to do? I mean, it's absolutely perfectly in alignment too. I see that Pisces is looking for money. Like, how are we going to put money toward what we have needs for? Because underneath the money is the puzzle. Like, how am I going to make this happen? But on the other side, I will tell you that we have the Six of Wands, which is abundance of money. Now, this is a chunk coming to you. This isn't a paycheck or a raise. This is something that comes like a tax return or, you know, the stimulus check, whatever. But I do have the Tower card for you guys. Everybody in Pisces reading right now is feeling this energy and taking it hard. You have a lot of major cards, so this is affecting you like a cannonball rather than just like a little ripple. You have the Eight of Cups. Things are moving quicker for you than you feel like you can keep up with. You have the Nine of Swords, and this is so me right now. I can't even focus. But we have the Nine of Swords, which is feeling like a ghost in your own home. And I've been saying this for a week. This Mercury has been in Aquarius, where everybody says Aquarius is very much so like the humanitarian energy, etc., in a very global aspect. However, Aquarius is very much talky. Okay. So in my experience with this Mercury retrograde, everybody's wanted to talk and nobody's listening. And they have a lot to say, right, about you, about their opinions. So I'm seeing that there's a lot of opinions going on and there's this miscommunication. This is the Mercury retrograde card, the Three of Swords. So like I was saying earlier, have a little grace with one another. I do see that you're feeling like nobody's listening, and then you have the Knight of Swords where you want to lash out. Okay. However, we have the King of Cups where we want to come from EQ. I have the Magician, which is the Mercury. Look at ding, 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 Mercury. Okay. So the Magician is about talking. It's about being on stage. It's about speaking forward and being vocal as much as you can, you know, in the opportunities that you have. Speak to what you need, because ultimately it's not going to come to pass unless you actually vocalize it. Okay. I will say that things are going to move pretty quickly for you, or feel like they are, with this Eight of Cups. It kind of means speed. I always say this is like in Game of Thrones when those giant dragons are coming down the river. You know, it's as fast as it can get. Okay. So just expect things to move a little quickly, but I don't feel like you're going to lose control of anything. So my best friend told me once, you can go as fast as you want to, but you just can't go 90 on Main Street where there's a light and traffic and pedestrians. You can definitely go 90 on the freeway, but you got to look out for traffic and obstacles, etc. But she's like, bend them curves when you can, but slow down and use a little caution and awareness. I love her. All right, so let's pull cards from the Mystic Dreamer for your moon reading for Aquarius moon. Book your one-on-one, karmaondeck.com. There is the Tarot 101 class. This one's halfway going, so we'll be on the 3rd class out of 6 this week. So if you want in on the next one, let me know. It's been a shit ton of fun. It was a lot for me to take this endeavor on. It's taken me 6 months to get it just in alignment, and I'm loving how it's turning out. Everybody's having a really good time. So let me know if you want in on that. There is some payment options, so if you feel like you can't afford the whole class, I will work with you because I want you to have these tools and play with me. All right, here we go. Pisces moon. Again, Three of Pentacles. So Three of Pentacles is coming to associate with social media. And this is because one time I was looking at this card and it's a mural. Someone's watching someone else paint a mural, right? So what do we do on social media? Not shit, but watch. Okay. But I got this card, and for me, so it doesn't always necessarily mean social media, but for me, this card means that you're either watching someone or being watched. I see the 10 of Wands, which is, you know, burden. You've got timing. You've got the Fool card, the Star, Wheel of Fortune, Justice. Look at all these majors, and Ace of Swords, Nine of Cups, overwhelm. Look at this, overwhelm. We've got the Queen of Wands being at the peak of your career, the peak of where you're at, right? Being shown as someone who looks good, someone who has their shit together, right? We've got the Nine of Cups, which is overwhelmed. So are you feeling overwhelmed? We also have the Hermit. So are you feeling isolated? Also evidence. So are you feeling as if there is evidence against you, or someone's got this list or litany of things, or do you have a litany? I'm seeing the Five of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So Pisces really wants to cut loose and have a few words to say. Nine of Pentacles, your peace is worth more than the conflict. Look at that. So if you can come to my YouTube, you can see these in play and how they look in a sentence. So we have the Hermit card. Someone's got evidence against you. We've got the Five of Wands, or they think they do. You've got the Five of Wands of just conflict, and this is you snapping back. However, right past that, we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands, which is fatigue. I'm just tired of this whole conversation. I'm curious to see what happens when I pull this last card, though. You ready? You guys want to see the last card? High Priestess, use your instincts, trust yourself. I love it. See, you've got so many major cards with this, so this is pretty heavy energy and you're taking everything personal, but you have the Fool card, which is crossroads. You're at a crossroads with how you want to deal with things. You've got the Justice card here, which means legal action, and it can also mean being exact with things, putting things on paper, making sure you pay attention to the cross T's and dotted I's and all the exact things, okay? So the Justice card means, you know, oftentimes you're paying for consequences and whatnot, or you're having to deal those consequences to someone else. But you have the High Priestess. The High Priestess means trust yourself, right? The High Priestess means you're in your expertise with all of this and that you don't need anyone else or their opinion. And the High Priestess also means your intuition. Trust yourself. Are you meditating? Because you're not going to hear it if you're not taking time to listen to yourself. If you're as busy as I am, then there hasn't been a lot of free time for yourself. You've got to schedule that stuff in. I started to put that on my 5 things I can do for myself. So my business partner and I created a little 5 steps things that we are going to do daily in order to improve the quality of our lives. Now, one of them was doing the facial stuff because I hadn't been very good at that. Another one was yoga, prayer, right? And one of those was to make sure that I pray and meditate for myself, and only because I do it all day long for other people, but I'm never listening to myself. So how often do you take time to sit still and find out what it is, the input? You give so much attention to what other people need or want or say. If we have children, then obviously their needs come first because that's our stewardship, right? So when we're in stewardship for someone else, our partner, our children, our boss, sometimes we neglect our own. So encouragement there to get on it. Meditation. Hello, Sam. Hi, Kim. So here we go for your your divination of the ancients. Final message for this week. Please let me know how you felt your reading went, where you are in the world, and like, subscribe, and share. I would appreciate your support. My favorite card from this deck, and I have not pulled it yet since I bought the deck, and this is Crystal Ball and Clarity. I fell in love with this deck because of this card, and it's fun that the very first time I used it, I pulled this card. And this is kind of like my little mascot, my little emblem. I love it, but it means clarity. So if you were, I think it was Pisces that was talking about, I'm sorry, not Pisces, it was Aries who was talking about feeling fragmented. So this right here is clarity. Before you make any decisions or any moves, the recommendation here is to get clarity. So slow down a little bit, get some clarity, and have like that whole hell yes before you make a decision. And if it's not a hell yes, don't do it. It's really that simple, guys, in order to create that kind of quality of life. And start to weed out the things that aren't hell yes, and you'll get there, I promise. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will catch you guys tomorrow. I'm sorry I'm a day late, but I love you guys.